Let's be honest, for most of us, a bank account is just a place where money lands and then, poof, it just kind of disappears. But what if it could be way more than that? What if your bank account could actually be an active tool that helps you build wealth and, just feel less stressed about money? Well, today, we're going to transform that simple storage unit into your own personal financial control center.
Think about it. Does this sound familiar? Your paycheck hits the account. It just sits there for a minute, and then it gets chipped away by bills, groceries, and those random late-night purchases until it's gone. If you're nodding along, you're basically using it like a parking lot, just a temporary holding spot with no real strategy. And that's exactly what we're here to change.
This quote right here, it just nails the whole problem. When you're spending money, your bill money, and your savings are all swirled together in one big pot, it's pretty much impossible to know what you can actually afford to spend. That lack of clarity? That's the reason money seems to just vanish into thin air.
So, the solution really starts with a huge shift in how we think about this. We've got to stop looking at our bank account as this passive vault and start treating it like an active system, a system that's designed to work for you 24/7, even when you're not thinking about it.
Let's really break down what that shift means. A vault, that's passive. A system is active. A vault is like a finish line where money just sits and waits. A system, on the other hand, is your control center. It's actively guiding your financial behavior and pointing you towards your goals. That's the key difference, and it changes everything.
Okay, this quote is going to be our guiding principle for this whole thing. It's so simple, but it is incredibly powerful. By giving every single dollar a specific job and a specific place to live, you completely eliminate the confusion. And once you have that clarity, you get real, tangible control over your finances. It's a game changer.
All right, let's get practical. How do we actually build this system? The good news is, it's not complicated at all. It really just comes down to 4 clear, actionable steps that, honestly, anyone can start doing today. Let's walk through them.
First things first, we have got to break up that one giant, messy account. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't just throw all your clothes, clean, dirty, gym clothes, work clothes, into one giant pile in your closet, right? The same logic totally applies to your money. It's time to create some order.
So the goal here is to have at least 3 separate accounts. You want one that is dedicated purely to your fixed bills, rent, utilities, that kind of stuff. Then you need one for your long-term savings and your emergency fund. And finally, one just for your day-to-day spending. That's the money you can spend totally guilt-free. This separation is the foundation of the entire system.
Now, just having separate accounts is a great start, but it's not enough. The real magic, and I mean magic, happens when you put this system on autopilot. The goal is to make good financial decisions the default setting so you don't have to rely on willpower, which, let's be real, can fail any of us.
The flow is beautiful in its simplicity. Your paycheck lands in your main account. Instantly, and I mean automatically, transfers send the right amounts to your bills account and your savings account. Whatever is left in that spending account, that is yours to spend, completely guilt-free, because you know for a fact all the important stuff is already handled.
And here's why this is just so powerful. Automation is your absolute best defense against emotional spending. When you're having a bad day and you get that urge to splurge on something, the system protects you from yourself. It takes the emotional highs and lows out of your financial decisions and creates that consistency we're all after.
Okay, so you're separating your money, you're automating the transfers. Awesome, but let's ask a crucial question. Where's your savings money actually living? If it's just sitting in a standard savings account from a big bank, it's probably losing its purchasing power to inflation every single day, literally.
The difference here is, well, it's staggering. A high-yield savings account, which by the way is just as safe and FDIC insured, can earn you dramatically more in interest. We're talking about putting the power of compound interest to work for you instead of letting inflation work against you. Leaving your money in a low-interest account is basically like choosing to get paid less for the same job. It's a really simple switch that makes your money finally start working for you.
And finally, the last step. We need to turn your bank statement from that boring piece of mail you probably ignore into one of your most powerful tools. Seriously, think of it like a report card or a feedback loop. It's a mirror that reflects your actual financial habits right back at you, and that data is just incredibly valuable.
Once a month, just take 10 minutes. That's it. Scan your statement. What do you see? You'll probably find those small, reoccurring money leaks that really add up. You'll spot that streaming service you totally forgot you were paying for, and most importantly, you get to ask the big question. Does this spending actually line up with the life I want to live? This old business saying is absolute gospel in personal finance. I mean, you can't fix a leak you don't even know exists, right? By simply paying attention to the data, by measuring where your money is going, you almost automatically start to manage it better. It's an incredible, almost effortless improvement.
So when you put all these pieces together, the separation, the automation, the high-yield accounts, and that regular review, you've done it. You've built your own financial control center. You are no longer just a passenger in your financial life, you are the pilot.
This might be the most empowering idea we've talked about. So often we think the solution to all our financial stress is just, I need to earn more money. But real control doesn't just come from a bigger paycheck. It comes from having a better system for the money you already have.
And the benefits? They're huge. A good system protects your savings from being spent by accident. It gently guides your behavior toward your goals. It creates that extra cash that you can then use to feed your long-term investments. And maybe the best part of all, it dramatically reduces that day-to-day stress about money.
So let's just end with this one question. You work hard for your money. Every single day, you put in the hours, you put in the effort. But is your money returning the favor? Is it organized? Is it growing? Is your money working just as hard as you are? With the right system, it absolutely can be.